Now, when you apply conscious principles to your regimen, of course, you're thinking about your health. That, of course, raises the question of what is health, and the better we have a map and a clear definition of what we're even talking about with health, with what health is, the better off you're going to be with actually making real, tangible progress. So here's a pretty common definition. This is from the World Health Organization, where they say health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Now, that's a fairly good definition. It kind of covers a broad range of things, and as they say, it's not merely the absence of disease or infirmity, or the absence of symptoms. That's not a bad start, but as I say here, this is a one-sided definition of health. So what are the two sides of understanding what health is? As I put it here, the two different concepts within health are wellness and soundness. Those are two different things. Now, the more technical words, you may probably have heard the word homeostasis, and the word you're less likely to have heard is the second one, the palingenesis. So we have these two very different concepts of health. Now, of course, we need both. They both go together. But as we'll see here, well, as I say here, the definition of health needs both sides. We need balance or homeostasis, and we also need a forward momentum or the palingenesis. As if you really look around and think about it, the concept or the word wellness has really overtaken the other concept of soundness in our popular language about health. We'll see all sorts of clinics that use the word wellness in their name, all kinds of health and beauty products, and the whole wellness industry, as it's called. It's all really around the word wellness. You almost never really hear much about the word sound, being sound or soundness in relation to health. Now, some examples of where you may relate to that term sound are the concept of being of sound mind and body. Of course, I think that's the standard phrase you'll see in somebody's will. Or I had a sound sleep. Did you sleep soundly? Also, just look at the root of the word sound. It shares in the root for the German word for health, which is Gesundheit. If you've ever said that to someone when they sneeze, that's just the German word for health. But it has the Zund is the same root as the word sound. Now, if you study Heilkunst, you go, of course, to Hahnemann's Organon, and right in the very first aphorism of this very, very big, important book about laying out the principles of healthcare, the very first thing he says is the physician's highest and only calling is to make the sick sound, which is called remediation. So again, he's not saying you want to make people feel well, or you want to help people be more balanced, which is what wellness is about. But it's this concept of soundness, which really gets to the root of health in Hahnemann's Heilkunst. Now, I'll just read what I wrote here. We need to pay the same amount of attention to forward direction and growth through all stages of life, and not just the first 21 years. While our dramatic physical growth stops after the teen years, other invisible areas of growth should continue for your whole life. We are able to constantly grow at other levels, such as mental, emotional, social, spiritual, and so on. And as I say here, we need regimen for all these levels as well. So normally, when you think of the word regimen, you probably would normally think of nutrition, exercise, the kind of the physical components of what it takes to live and to thrive. But as I'm saying here, the regimen is not just that physical regimen, but it applies to all aspects of our being, and more within the concept I'm talking about here, as it applies to this idea of growth and development and evolution as we go through our life, and not just a simple maintenance or balancing of what we already have. So your homework from this video is my question: are your current health goals more focused on wellness, that is, achieving and maintaining balance, or on soundness, that is creating new forward momentum and creative development. Now, there's no right or wrong answer here. It's just clarifying where you are on your map, because of course we do need both sides. It's not an either or thing.